Hello, all. Greetings. I'm Dr. Omar. Um, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful. I um I just wanted to say a few thoughts on uh, why I view atheism as an approach that does not take rationality seriously. Um, Please uh, put the video on a faster mode if to make it more efficient for you. Um, if I'm talking too slow, but basically, what I'm trying to say is that rationalism, logic, a core piece of it is to look for causes, to look for what is the cause behind something. And atheism, it it stops at some arbitrarily convenient point. The reason why I say arbitrary is maybe arbitrary isn't a good word, but basically it stops at some material point that where they cannot analyze further, like whatever, like beyond quarks or beyond the quantum field or whatnot. Um, and They don't, they keep saying, okay, what's the cause of this? What's the cause of this? What's the cause of this? And ultimately, it's just rational that the ultimate cause has to be perfect. There is no other way. There's no any alternative to that. Alternative to that is irrational. Um, so and it one thing that some prominent atheists will say, oh yeah, maybe we'll know more in the future, science will tell us more. But please understand something, and you have this ability to understand this, that if, in principle, it is impossible, no matter how far science advances, it is impossible for the ultimate cause to not be perfect. If it's not perfect, then the question will continue to remain: why is it like this and not in infinite different ways? And you will not have an answer. You will just have to resort to brute fact, which is the antithesis. It's the antithesis of rationality, a brute fact. If you see, there was this philosopher who came up with this very interesting point. He said, I think his name is Richard Taylor, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Richard Taylor, and he said that, let's say you're, I forget the exact way he put it, but let's say you're walking in a forest and you see a blue translucent sphere just hovering in the air, and let's say you're walking with your friend and you see it, and let's say you're like wondering, what is this? And your friend says, oh, don't worry about it, there's no reason why it's there, let's just move on. You would say that's ridiculous, that because you know that everything has a cause. Now just imagine and that's the case with everything. So just imagine that now just take that idea of that blue sphere, translucent blue sphere, and expand it to the size of the universe. So atheism basically says this sphere of the universe, this sphere, which to some hypothetical entity that's way bigger than the universe. I'm just saying, I'm not talking about God. I'm just saying, let's say there's some life form that's way bigger than the universe, and it's walking in the forest and it sees the translucent sphere. Let's say it's the size of the universe, and then it walks by saying, "Oh, there's nothing. There's no reason. There's nothing to see here. It's just a brute fact." That's what atheism calls for, literally. And do you want to do that? So basically, atheism does not follow rationality. At least it doesn't follow it all the way. It stops. It just stops at some point where it's convenient to stop, because if you go further, you have to accept the truth of theism, that there's a that there's one all perfect God. And one thing, my atheist fellow human beings, I wish the best for each and every one of you, uh, get have a difficulty with, is then some of them ask, well, what's the cause of God? Or you know, ultimately you reach the perfect cause, and you can't go further, because by definition the perfect cause is not made up of other parts. It doesn't have components. It just stops. That's where that's where the chain of causation has to stop. It rationally has to stop at the perfect entity, who has to be the cause of everything, including consciousness. And therefore God has to be conscious and intelligent, and in the morality that we have, then obviously God has it. Because how do we have it? It came from God. So ultimately, basically, atheists do not follow rationality all the way. So please be honest. If you say you're for rationalism, or you're for logic, then be for it all the way. And if you're for it all the way, there is no other alternative than God Almighty, God the All Good. And there's other obstacles that some of my atheist but brothers and sisters have, and that may be that all types of personal, emotional, psychological issues, like, oh well, that they don't think some religious people are good or whatnot. I'm not saying that a religious person is necessarily better than an atheist person, because God knows the heart. Everyone is at a certain point in their life for reasons that I don't know. And a religious person may be so-called confessing to be religious because of some of the way he was brought up, and he may have he may be hypocritical. He or she may be hypocritical, and in the eyes of God, maybe even worse than the a person who at this point of time does not believe in God. But I'm just saying is that God gave us intelligence, and it is wrong. It is a huge wrong. It is a huge bad thing that God will not like, because he gave us intelligence. God will not like for us to continue to just deny following this intelligence all the way to reach God Almighty. And it's not like God is like he needs us, but we need God, and God is just. God is all good. He's just. He's not requiring us to believe in him because of some like need he has. This is the right thing to do. We should be punished if we're not using the faculties that God gave us. If we're being hypocritical about it, we're using it the wrong way, we're being stubborn, so on and so forth. And again, don't take it the wrong way. And please, I should have started this thing by saying, don't watch this if you're not open-minded, because if you're not open-minded, you will not understand the point I'm trying to say. And someone who's open-minded not only will not, they should not. They don't deserve to grasp something if they're not open-minded. But anyways, if you like what I said, even a little bit, please share it. Please like this video. Please subscribe to this channel. And I wish each and every one of you the best in this world, and especially in the life hereafter. This world is just a test. Again, I'm Dr. Omar. Thank you for watching, and hope to engage more. And please leave any comments, as long as they're polite and engaging. Thank you.